There's a secret skill that not a lot of people even know about or ever know about it in their entire life on Earth. And then there's even a smaller percentage of people that learn how to develop this skill and reap the amazing benefits of this skill. And what's also crazy about this skill is that you find that the people who are really interested in this skill are typically seniors, like older people. And I think the reason that they are the ones who want to learn about it is because they've lived their life and they've tried everything else, but this one thing seems to do the trick. So what I'm talking about here is the skill of non-attachment. This is very different than the skill of detachment. You might hear that term detachment here and there. Detachment is removing yourself from a situation to ease your pain. Well, who cares, right? Doesn't matter anyway. It's not going to engage. I don't care. Whatever. They can do that terrible thing to that person. I'm just not going to pay attention. That's detachment. Somebody wrongs you. Somebody breaks your heart. Well, screw them. I don't care anyway. Detachment. The problem with detachment is it doesn't actually exist. We can't detach from anything. We're here. Unless you maybe get a lobotomy or something. Also, the problem with detachment is that it actually doesn't do any good because it ends up creating more traumatic processes in your mind. More traumas, more traumatic impressions. And this is why you see a lot of parents not be great parents, because they've tried to detach through drugs or alcohol or just simply detaching in any negative experience in their life. And what that does is it actually goes deep into the subconscious mind, right? Remember, the subconscious mind is always paying attention. It picks up like 85% of what's going on around you. But the conscious mind only picks up about 5 to 10%. So while your subconscious mind is always working in the background, your conscious mind has no idea, and all of these things go deep into your subconscious mind, these negative experiences. So by you trying to detach, you're really not going to achieve anything. So what is non-attachment? So non-attachment is still being present with the experience, however, not judging it, not trying to push it away, or not trying to get more of it. And this is all based in the Buddhist practice of lobha, alobha, moha, amoha, dosa, adosa, which pretty much is just this basic understanding that experiences happen. And typically, if we are not trained in this skill, we attach to them, or we push them away, or we're ignorant to them and are blinded by the experience itself. So, as an example, let me tell you a story. Last night, I wanted ice cream. I wanted ice cream so bad. I specifically wanted Cold Stone ice cream. And when I checked when they closed, it was within 10 minutes, and it would take me 15 minutes to get there. So, no Cold Stone ice cream for me. And it was hard. It was an unpleasant experience for me. It was something that I wanted, but was not going to be able to get. And I had two options in that moment: to accept the fact that I wasn't going to be getting this ice cream, or not accept it and attach to it and hold greed within my mind. No, I want this. It's not fair. Maybe if I call them, why didn't I check earlier? Why didn't we leave earlier? And all these stories you start to tell yourself, all these volitional mental formations you start to create, when in reality, the only solution is simply acceptance. And this can only be achieved through non-attachment. So I can recognize without attachment this experience, recognize that this unpleasant sensation of not getting the ice cream that I wanted is there. It is present within me, but it doesn't have to dictate how I move forward. It doesn't have to dictate how I feel. And so this is the practice of non-attachment. Obviously, getting ice cream is very minimal, but let's go deeper. I mean, somebody breaks your heart. No. They should have been with me. They should have stayed here. Why aren't they with me? What is wrong with me? Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's something I did. It's not fair. It's not right the way they did it. I deserve love, don't I? Why don't I get that? All these mental formations, all these stories, all these questions. And what's funny, I think, is that people think that these questions are going to actually achieve something, but in my opinion, they don't. You're just simply running around in circles. I like to look at it like a tree. At the root of your issue, the bottom of that tree, is that you're attached. But you're going to be talking about the branches. You're going to be talking about the fruits. You're going to be talking about the leaves and the pine needles. All those mental formations, all those questions are those pine needles. All those stories are those branches. But the truth is at the root, there's one issue. And if you can uproot that issue, everything else falls away. So keep that in mind as you move on in life. And some of you are going to understand what I'm saying and some of you aren't. And that's fine, because this is a very, very, very advanced topic. But once you start to actually understand and put this theory, this practice into practice, it changes your life. And that's why the people that I find that follow my page are typically seniors, because they've tried everything else and they finally realize that the pain and suffering that they put themselves through does not have to be there simply by training the mind, training in non-attachment, accepting things. I think they also understand that life is uncomfortable. And I think I'll end with that. Many of us don't want to be present, because why be present if this is so terrible? Life is uncomfortable, my friends. The Buddhists call this dukkha. And as a Theravadan philosopher, I think about that a lot. Dukkha, uneasiness, suffering, uncomfortability. These human bodies will age and we will be uncomfortable. Life happens and we are uncomfortable. We get sick. It's uncomfortable. You think all of this is going to be perfect all the time? And so it's important that we become okay with not being okay. And this practice of doing so eases and liberates us from suffering. And from there, we go one step deeper. I'll leave you with that. Stay tuned for the next video where I talk about that one step deeper. May you be well. May you be free of suffering.